Hi everyone, welcome back to Hope and Coffee. I have my iced coffee with me today as we actually talk about an article that I ran across this past week that it says neuroscience that just gave you a reason to drink more coffee. Or actually says a lot more coffee. But that is just what the article was called. And this was from, if I just want to see if I'm looking at it correctly, I think it was ink.com, ink.com. So I'll have to double check that and make sure. But I found this article last week and I thought it was pretty interesting because it was talking about coffee consumption. And of course, I am an avid coffee drinker. There's a reason why this channel is called Hope and Coffee. For me, coffee is a hug in a mug. It is comforting. It is satisfying. It brings back some of my very favorite memories, and I just have it linked in my brain to some of the very best things in life. So for me, coffee is one of those very good things. And for you, it may be something else. That's totally fine. I will never negate anyone's opinions on what they think great things are, because I think we all have the right to choose those things for ourselves. Usually I drink mine black. Today I have just a little bit of oat milk and a little bit of sugar-free vanilla. Just wanted something kind of a little bit of a sweet treat for this afternoon, but not too sweet because I don't really enjoy sugary beverages. Almost none of my beverages, I almost never drink liquid calories. Usually it's black coffee, usually it's water or lemon water, or I'll do a little apple cider vinegar in water. I'll do a ton of tea, usually just straight tea, water in the tea bag or water in the tea leaves, whatever they may be, with no additional sweeteners or anything of that nature. It's just my personal preference. I don't drink a ton of soda. But when we come to fall and things like that, sometimes I'll partake of a hot chocolate or a hot cider or what have you. There's a couple of beverages, but then I consider it more of a dessert. Like, I will then consume it like I would if I were going to have a dessert. And anyway, this particular article is about a reason to drink a lot more coffee. And the reasoning was generally behind the fact that there is a substance found in coffee that may help with memory as people age. And this comes from a study in the Journal of Genoscience. So researchers at the University of Tsukuba, and I believe that may be... I'm going to say possibly Japan, but if I'm incorrect, I truly apologize. But in a university, they investigated how TG, and that's trigonylene, a plant alkaloid found in coffee, affected the memory and spatial learning. And spatial learning is the meaning of combining, acquiring, and retaining, structuring, and applying that information to your physical environment. So it's kind of spatial awareness more than anything. And they did this research study kind of in mice. So after ingesting TG, this trigonylene, for 30 days, the mice had a significant improvement in their performance in a widely used clinical test called the Morris Water Maze test. So this test involves putting mice in a tub of cloudy water and tracking how well they can remember the location of the platforms, so that they can swim towards it and then climb from one platform to another. So I guess this is something you could possibly Google if you wanted to see what it looks like when they actually do this Morris water test. Morris water maze test. But anyway, so that's kind of what it involved. The video shows how the test works in different experiments. So in the Japanese study, it does say, so I guess Tsukuba is a Japanese school. It says the Japanese study, the researchers were interested in both the practical observed effects from the cognitive perspective and the results of the test for the most part. They wanted to know how fast, but also they were looking at the molecular biology perspective. And sure enough, examining the mice afterwards, the researchers say that they determined the mice who ingested the TG had better neurotransmitter release and less neuroinflammation, which is a common phenomenon of cognitive aging. So, now, any of these research studies can be flawed. I will never say that they are 100% accurate. And I'm the person who, when I was in college, decided to do, I had a speech class, and I've never had an issue talking to people in person, in public, online, what have you. I love people in general. So, I did a speech on the benefits of coffee. And it was actually very easy to find benefits of coffee. Well, this just gives me more and more fuel for understanding how coffee can truly be beneficial. I'm going to say with moderation, but there are studies, there are things that you're welcome to go out there and look up yourself and see if it's something that you may be interested in. For me, again, I tend to drink black coffee, so supposedly black coffee on a general basis is good for metabolism, because it's not going to help keep me full, but it does help with all the different properties of it with metabolism to help slightly increase it. Now, I'm not going to say I'm burning exponential amounts of calories in a day because I'm drinking coffee. That is not the case by any means. I am just simply saying that I'm not drinking my calories in that respect. So I am not only staying hydrated and satiated, I am still drinking a ton of water throughout the day as well. So please don't get me wrong. I have a water bottle right here that is 33.8 fluid ounces, and I usually drink about 3 of those a day. And that's usually with like my workouts and things of that nature as well. I don't take pre-workout. I usually do a shot of espresso. Why? Because I feel like it doesn't give me the jitters as bad. I felt like when I took pre-workout one time, it nearly made my heart beat out of my chest, or made me feel like my skin was super itchy, and I didn't like it, like at all. So I just got to the point where I would do like a shot of espresso or 2 before like a weight workout, and then that would be my pre-workout. But anyway, back to this article. It says, I don't mean to oversell this experiment, and that this is from the article. It's not as if we can do one experiment on mice and walk away saying, okay, that's it, drink more coffee. They can't do that. And of course, that's what I'm trying to say, is no experiment is an end-all be-all experiment. But frankly, this study suggests that there could be a link between the substances found in coffee and better memory. We have to leave it at that. But if you're willing to look beyond the current research and focus on a long line of neuroscientific studies suggesting links between coffee drinking and better memory and overall health, I think it takes on more meaning. And there are, and it actually lists several different, lists 1, 2, 3. It looks like it lists about 3 more articles or 3 more studies that have been done. University of Toronto, Journal of Internal Medicine, and University of Colorado, all doing similar studies to talk about coffee and cognitive memory. So kind of impressive when multiple colleges or studies are being conducted in different areas and finding some correlating information. For what it's worth, the TG, and that is again, trigonylene. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm so sorry. I'm not super scientific. This plant alkaloid that the Japanese researchers were studying, that is found in fenugreek seeds and radishes as well. If you think you want to eat those as well, there you go. You can start your days with those foods, and feel free, but you don't have to. You don't have to drink twice as much coffee, and you don't have to wait long lines talking to your business leaders and, other sorts of things. It's just a scary concept is what it says, that, cognitive decline happens. And so science is always looking for ways that we can benefit ourselves, and this is just one of those things that they were studying. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, I try to keep this about 10 minutes. I think we're right there at it, and I love sharing these sorts of things with you. I hope it makes a bit of sense, but until next time, I will see you all on the next page. Have a great one.